Yan, it's 10:05. Okay, medyo madami na tayo, no? We have 18 participants, 19 and counting. Ayan, may mga nagjo-join pa. Sige, we can start. Yan. Good morning, everyone. Thanks again, no, for being here. Siguro may mga iba dito na also attended the first webinar that we had back in October. So welcome! Yan. So, siguro before we start, no, the webinar, yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for joining. Hoping to meet you guys later, no, and also get a chance to engage them. We have a chat box open in case you have questions for our speaker later on. But yeah, before we start, let me introduce our speaker. So some of you might already know him. So Mike Constantino is the CEO and founder of Homonym, the premier sonic branding music marketing agency and the official in-store music partner of the Philippine Retailers Association. So Mike is a 26-year veteran with international exposure. So ex-Yahoo siya, ex-ABS-CBN Global, and has extensive experience in multiple disciplines. He has been a key figure in the local and regional music industry for decades. So Mike is also an in-demand international speaker, subject matter expert, and consultant, and was the director of the Internet and Mobile Marketing Association of the Philippines, now DMAP, from 2013 to 2019. So on the music front, you've probably seen Mike, no? Mike has been a professional DJ since 2004, performing at bars and select events in and around the region. He is a two-time Awit Award-winning singer and songwriter for his work with his independent soul band, Conscious and the Goodness. In 2019, together with the NCCA, he founded Sonic Philippines. So very proud of our Sonic Philippines, the country's official music conference and showcase festival, and serves as its executive director. So we also extend our heartfelt gratitude to our friends at the PRA for their unwavering support and for providing us with opportunities to collaborate and share our experiences with brands and retail partners. Without further ado, we're thrilled to present Volume 2 of our Soundscape webinar series. So by the end of the session, we aim to equip you with valuable insights on leveraging music to enhance your retail experience. So Mike, take it away.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks, Cham, for that introduction. I was fidgeting with the settings, so nakita na yung next slide, no? I think some of our partners from PRA are on the call. But kami, we want to dedicate this to Madame Evelyn Salire, no, who passed away last November. She's the reason actually that Homonym and PRA are partners. And if we can say a little prayer for Miss Evelyn, that would be greatly appreciated. Cool. We like starting off our webinars with games. So if you guys wanna guess, you can just put your answers in the chat. Yeah, it's a good way to stress test the chat as well. So here's how it works. I'm just gonna show some emojis and then just put in the chat what your answers are. Magkakaalaman tayo ng age. Okay, let's go. Does anybody know what this one is? Yeah, just so you guys get the hang of it. For the next one, any guesses?
Anybody from the audience? Feel free to unmute. May prize daw. Ayan, si
Ayan,
Neil.
Neil. You can speak or you can put the answer in the chat. I think he knows.
Neil?
Oh wait, the chat is disabled. Cham, I think the chat is disabled. Anyway,
Um, Ayan. Is it okay now?
I think so.
Ayan, hot and cold.
Ayan.
Tama ba, Mike?
Let's see. Yeah, he knows.
Nice!
Okay, here's the next one. Buti na lang sinrest test natin yung chat. This is pretty easy.
Anybody? Ayan, from Tristan. Ice Ice Baby.
Tama.
Ah, correct.
Um, this is yeah, not the same era, but let's see.
Anybody? Anong generation to, Mike? Hindi ko to alam.
90s This is 90s.
Ah, okay. Think I need Stereo Heart.
It's not Stereo Heart. If I show the
Oh, alam ko
answer,
na.
it was
Char.
a boy band. It's a boy band.
Yon. I think someone got the
Yeah.
answer na. Quit playing games with my heart.
Yes, Julian,
Julian.
correct. I think this is pretty easy also. It's also my era.
Anybody? Hirap ata tong. Ah, Kiss
Eh,
from a Rose. Jamie got it
oh yeah,
correct.
Jamie got it. This one, last few, and then we can start.
Ayun.
Yep,
Ah,
this is a little tough, but
any guesses? Crystal. May dalawang versions. Two become one or two is better than one. What's the right answer, my
Spice
two become
Girls.
one? Spice Girls. Yan.
Yep,
Julian, don't speak
Julian
daw.
got it.
Ah.
I think this is the last one.
Genie in a bottle.
Correct.
Tama ba, Mike? Nice.
Awesome. Thanks for participating in our icebreaker, guys. Sige, I think we can begin. Cool. Just a little intro of who we are. We're Homonym. We're a music agency, and we make brand experiences better with sound. So you can include music, audio, and voice there. And as marketers yourselves, you know that sound plays an important part in branding, campaigns, activations, retail experiences for sure, and also well-being, mental well-being. So this is who we are. So we're a small but fun bunch. And then we specialize in sonic branding, audio production, music marketing, and of course, in store music. We like to call ourselves the premier audio solutions agency because we're the only one specializing. So hope we can get to work with you guys at some point here. This is what makes us different from other agencies out there, or like for a creative agency, for example, which you may be more used to. So we work with basically all of the music sector or audio sector, from record labels to cool companies like Spotify and 88 Rising. We work with music tech companies like Sound Machine and Pretzel and Disco. We work with the government as well. So if there's anything audio you need, we can probably help. And then we've been around for 8 years. We've worked with a lot of cool brands, whether locally or internationally. So we've had a lot of fun with our friends from these brands. We also work a lot with agencies because we're specialized in audio. So we also work with video production houses when they need to do the video, and then we need to be the ones doing the audio. We work with all of the management companies, festivals, conferences, schools. So we're happy to be deeply embedded in the music scene, and our partnerships keep us informed and keep us young, I guess. Cool. So the reason we're all here is because of sound. So it really is the next great frontier in branding and marketing. After the pandemic, sound audio came back in a huge way. So neurologically, as humans, we can take in audio about 30, actually, yeah, 30 to 100 times faster than visual stimulus. And then if you combine audio with visuals, the recall is much higher. And then a recent study by Dentsu says that 50% more attention are driven by audio ads versus visual ads. So it's really important that we start considering audio for our efforts. So as I mentioned, it's the sound on era. So brands should not just be seen, they should also be heard. It's a great opportunity for us to connect with our consumers, and you'll see examples of that later. And then it makes your brand personality distinct from everyone else. So if you're a convenience store and then there are several other competitors in that block, you can distinguish yourself. You can expand what we call your brand soundscape, not just digital, but also in the retail experience. So our job is to help you guys close that gap of visuals and audio and help them make feel things. And you'll see how that works later. So again, you can differentiate your brand. Not too many people are using sound or audio in their retail experiences yet, meaning purposefully using it. So it could be your secret weapon to distinguish you from everyone else. This is the best example of how Resorts World Manila distinguished themselves. They're now called Newport World Resorts. Just doesn't roll off the same. But I don't even need to say you're all this is already ringing in your ears. Power of branding and power of audio and branding. So you guys already know this. I think this is what we've been leading to. So music is just as important as visuals for retailers. So your customers and especially your employees, they'll appreciate good music that you curate for them. Uh, we included this because past couple of weeks there's been if there's anyone from UST, kapareho ng uniform daw ng 7-Eleven there. So we found this study by Shopify. They offered 8+1 ways to bring brand identity to life in your retail experience. And they're saying that retailers are really no longer just product suppliers. It has to be a meaningful experience from the brand. So 66% of consumers expect more from us as retailers, as operations, as marketers. And then this, according to Shopify in the same study. Oh, by the way, if you guys want to find out more about the research that we are showing, we've included QR codes in relevant slides, and you can scan them and you can see the studies we based on. So again, according to Shopify, retail branding in 2023, this is what it looks like. So of course, we always have signage, we have logos, we have our brand colors, and they listed number four, music, as the fourth most important aspect of retail branding for our retail experience. Sense. So a lot of retailers are starting to experiment with this. Lighting, of course, whether it's dark, whether it's bright, whether it's warm, whether it's white. Product packaging and display, as you can see here in the photos. And then the retail staff. So as you saw in the 7-Eleven example, they're also part of our branding, the way they speak, the way they dress, the way they carry themselves, their tone. And then the plus one here, number nine, is consistency. So it's very, very challenging to, if you rebrand your logo and you have like 100 branches, 500 branches, you can just imagine the rebrand that you have to do across all of your stores. Music, fortunately, is a lot easier, and we'll see that later. Implementing that part of your retail experience or that extension of your brand in your retail space, sound is much easier to roll out for many branches. Here, so what feelings and what memories does your audience have when they hear you? So I'm using examples to date me here, right? But how do you want them to feel when they enter your store? So we'll show examples later. Sometimes you enter a store and there's utter silence. It's a little unnerving. It's pretty much the same as walking into a store if the lights are closed. That's the kind of feeling, unwelcome feeling that you get. When I was growing up, I loved this store, American Boulevard. One of the big parts when in my hip hop era, one of the big parts of why I like going there is because I love the music that they play. They played music that appealed to me. Back in the day, I also liked visiting Pape Melroti for my art stuff, and the vibe there is very, very distinct. Comparing it with American Boulevard. More recently, I know they're rebranded to OXGN now, Oxygen. I also like visiting that store because the music is very distinct, alternative rock. So it really lends to the visuals and the vibe of the stores, and like even how the staff is dressed and how the mannequins are prepped. So here's the first case study that we want to share with you guys. It's if anybody here is from the QSR industry. So here, the right music increases food sales. So again, here's the QR code if you guys are interested in seeing the science behind this. We'll share this with PRA as well. So you can either request it from them or from us. We'll be happy to share this deck with you guys. So here, music is directly related to happiness. And we all know this music just makes us feel better. It not just brings people together, but just like good food, it's universal. So you don't have to speak a certain language. You can just play a certain type of music from a specific country. And if it's danceable, it's danceable. If it's eerie, it's eerie. If it's sad, it's sad. Music transcends both space and time. And most importantly, for us as retailers or for brands, music tells stories, emotions or feelings that we cannot express as brands or in our retail experience. Sound and music can easily help us with that. So the studies, they call it eating through your ears. So appetite, is a function of our nervous system. So if we have a fight or flight response, if the music is too loud, and you'll see this later, if the music is too fast, it kind of diminishes our appetite and makes us want to leave the restaurant faster. But if it's more chill, if it's attuned to the brand, attuned to the audience, the experience greatly improves. So there's this study from the University of South Wales in Sydney by Dr. Stephanie Wilson, and they tested several different types of restaurants and they changed the music. So no music, the average spend was about 17 Australian dollars. Easy listening music, the spending increased. Classical music, the spending increased. Pop and jazz are the top performing ones. You'll see later that we have to match it with your brand and with your audiences for you to be able to choose what kind of genre you should be playing in your stores here. So the right music makes people actually apparently spend more at McDonald's. Some years back, there's a study in Sweden in 16 McDonald's branches. For a period of 5 months, they started tracking based on non brand matched music and McDonald's brand matched music. They were able to get about 2 million unique transactions. And here you'll see the results. When they played music that's a fit with McDonald's and their target audience, consumers on average spent up to 10% more. So apparently if they like the music, they buy more milkshakes and they buy more sundaes. So there's a direct correlation between the music that you play in your store and your sales. um, we mentioned well-being at the beginning of this. If you play good music, then your staff will also have a pep in their step. If you consider your staff's preferences for music when you curate the music for your stores, you'll see a great improvement in their performance, and therefore if they're selling better, then the sales will go up. We have an example of that as well later. So speaking of McDonald's, we did an experiment with them a few years ago in their Greenbelt branch, and we discovered a lot of things. We learned a lot of things that the times of day and the days matter. For example, in McDonald's Greenbelt, their main crowd is the yuppie crowd. So from 6 in the morning breakfast time up until 8:30 9 a.m., it's the breakfast rush, and it's mostly drive-through and yuppies. And then there'll be a quiet time from 10 until around 11:30, and then there'll be the lunch rush. Then a quiet time before the dinner rush. you know that's Monday to Friday. But what we discovered when were curating music for them is on Saturdays there is a bunch of there's a barcada of seniors that hang out and have their coffee in McDonald's Greenbelt, and they don't like loud music. They don't like pop music. So we had to curate something different for them, specifically just for Saturday, 6 until around 12 noon. And then on Sundays, it's mostly families that live in the area. So we can't play the playlist that we curated for the seniors for them. So we have to play more family oriented music and added a lot of kids songs. So again, when we curate for our stores, we don't just consider the genre, the volume, but we also consider the days and the times of day as we learn from our consumers. We're working with All Day and All Home right now. We learned something from them as well. So it was Holy Week last year, and then they called us. They said they suggested, I think we need to play Holy Week music, more solemn music from Monday until Saturday. So that's what we did. We changed up the playlists and played more solemn music. And then on Sunday, Christ has risen, we reverted back to, the more upbeat playlist. So again, we consider not just the days and the times of day, but also the store hours, seasonality, holidays. Like some of our clients, they like playing Christmas music in September. um, like 50% Christmas music in September, and then 70% in November, and then 100% in December. So again, considering the seasonality and the holidays. So this is another example. So now we've had a case study of QSRs. The next case study is for hospitality for one of our clients. We're going to be talking about the importance of music zones. So for hotels and resorts, if there are any in attendance, the importance of zones as they impact the experience is very very palpable in um, how you experience the vibe of the place. So music definitely helps set the vibe, and there are different zones. So there will be a spa, there will be a fitness center, there'll be a hallway, there'll be a poolside, there'll be a lobby, and you can't play the same music that you play in the spa as the fitness center, obviously because it can't be super loud in a spa. Yeah, they want to be relaxing. Inversely, you can't play super chill music in the fitness center because they're not going to be hyped, right? So, choosing and curating the right playlist defines the experience of the guest. And per area, the experience is different for them. So, overall, the experience has to be consistent, but area per area, it has to also be different so that they know that they're in a different zone of the property. So it says here in the study, the wrong playlist can actually alienate customers and affect the reviews. So here, this is what we say all the time. Like some of our clients, they play about 8 to 12 songs in a day that's on loop, and it's typically a branded song. Some clients play one song on loop the whole day. So can you imagine the impact of that? Like you're working in a bank and then the song or the jingle is playing, you know, the entire 8 hour shift. So there's an impact of that mentally. And the guests can also actually notice that. So they associate a pleasant experience with good curated playlists. Think back of the best hotel experiences you have. Like for me, like W Hotel is super distinct, and a big part of it is pagpasok ko pa lang, maganda na yung music niya sa entrance pa lang. And then throughout my experience in the property, I'm swimming, I'm having breakfast, I'm having a meeting in the lobby. The experience is consistently pleasant. So mentioned already, you have to consider where the music will be used. We learned through the years that this actually, I need to mention this not only applies to resorts and hotels, but big properties. Say like I mentioned our client, right? So the all value group, they like to bunch all of their sister companies in one place. So they'll have all day and all home there, and then they'll have coffee project there as well. So they have the all health as well and all pets. So all of those are different zones already. So you have to consider them and you consider the brand and the target audiences for that. So yeah, and whether it's a restaurant, spa, gym, even the van that picks up the guest or the ferry that picks up the guest, down to the live music for the events website, the whole music when you're booking, and even the ticketing offices that are offsite. They're not in the property. Ideally, the sound is consistent across all of those here. So we'll give an example of one of our clients, Discovery Samal in Davao. They just opened last year. They're doing really well. And so we curated playlists for each of the sections there. There's a different one for different types of restaurants because they have several themed restaurants there. And there's a different one for the beach side, the beachfront, and the pool side. There's a different one for when you walk into the room that when the TV opens, there's welcoming music for you as well. So that whole experience is crafted together with their team, and we tested that to make sure that again the experience is consistent holistically, but uh, in separate different areas the experience tells your ears, tells your mind, tells your experience that you're in a different part of the property there. So yeah, We have different music for morning, afternoon, evening, just like how I shared our experience for McDonald's. So this is what Discovery Sama looks like. This super beautiful property. CJ, who's on the call, our head of strategy, we were able to go there. Cham as well, right? We were able to spend a few days there curating the musical
Yes.
experience. So if you look at the left side, the reviews really, really notice the music. So I had the best sleep. You know, you hear the Zen music from afar. So that is purposeful. That is curated. That is matched with the brand and with the audience and with the area and with the time um, of the guests experiencing a specific area. Love the positive energy and the vibe. So definitely music and the staff. If you've ever stayed at the Discovery property, their service is really excellent. So now that we've had a couple of case studies, we'll talk about the aspects of the music that we need to consider to make sure that the retail experience is optimal. So, any guesses? Fast or slow? Should we be playing fast music or slow music? We've learned so far that music really can influence the behavior of the customer. Any guesses? Okay. My answer is it depends. It depends on the property, it depends on the location, it depends on the brand, it depends on the target audience. So but if we're curating, for example, for a pharmacy, I know we have some yeah, attendees who are from a pharmacy. In a pharmacy, you cannot play super fast music because people that go there, they need to be calmed down, and you can't play super loud music either because that might add to the stress they may already be feeling because they or their loved one is not feeling so well. So you can curate that way for the entire brand, right? You consistently have laid back music, but you can choose. So if the branches are located in the province, for example, or if they're located in a posh area of the city, the curation for those two can be very, very different. The ones in the province, maybe we can add a little bit more OPM, or we can add localized music like in Visayan or in Tausug, you know. Um, and then for the more upscale ones, maybe it's located inside an upscale mall. We will have a slightly higher end curated playlist there. And so the tempo it plays a big part because now we're also curating music for Discovery Primea, which is a very, very high end property. So for their lobby, where a lot of professionals and a lot of mommies and titas like love hanging out, we made sure that the music is mid tempo. It's just right. It's not too high. It's not too high tempo for them to stand up and dance. It's not too low tempo for them to get bored and fall asleep. It's just something we call it kembot music. It's just something that keeps them entertained, but also allows them to be able to talk with their friends or whoever they're meeting with. And for the curation for that, even if it's fast or even if it's slow, even if it's mid tempo, we're also considering should it have lyrics. So all of the music that you will hear in the lobby of Discovery Primea, they're instrumentals. So here's a good scale that we made for BPM, meaning beats per minute, and then optimum music tempo per zone, right? 60 BPM actually mimics the resting heart rate of the human heart, right? So 60 BPM is ideal for spas, and then you get a little bit faster when it's the elevator or hallway. The restaurant or lobby is mid tempo. Poolside or bar, especially when you're approaching the time of day, the evening time of day, it gets faster and faster. And then the gym is 120 plus BPM, which is the typical BPM of house music or a mapiano music, yeah, that type of music. So, we have to consider whether it's a peak hour or downtime. And again, I shared an example of that, what we learned with the McDonald's Greenbelt experience. So, loud or soft? So, if you're guessing, the answer is also it depends. So, when the volume is optimized, it can influence the spend or lack of spend. So, if you've ever walked into a store and the music is super loud, you don't know what to do. It kind of gets confusing when the music is super loud. Like I have a favorite brand, a local brand called MNLA, and I love their stuff. But some of their branches, like their Green Hills branch, the music is so loud that I can't stay there for so long. So I prefer to go to their what's the name of that Japanese mall in BGC? Mitsukoshi.
Mitsukoshi.
Yeah, I
Yep.
prefer to go there because it's pop up. It's in the middle of the mall, and the music that's playing is the mall music, so I can peacefully shop for my shirts there. So according to this study, people are likely to stay in a restaurant 20% longer if the music playing is soft. In the beginning, for those of you that entered before we started, we were playing soft music to set the mood. We didn't want to make it super loud so that when you dial in, you're not jarred. Same study said that people spent 50% more on food and drink, because the music volume was optimized and ideal. So if you ever get to work with us, you'll see us walking around checking decibel levels in your stores, no? Which is the next slide. So um, there are instances also when you actually want quick turnover, so for restaurants that have limited seating, as a retailer, you might put wooden chairs that are not super as comfortable as the one with foam, or chairs with no backrest, because you're encouraging quick turnover. So you can also influence that with the music by just increasing the volume so that the turnover will be assisted. The quick turnover will be assisted. So we all have, like in Homonym, we all have apps on our phones. So when we do a demo or a store visit, we're checking the volumes to make sure, because sometimes the speaker systems are located in different parts of the store. So we check the loudest setting and the weakest setting, and then we try to meld those two together to have the optimal decibel level. Hit songs or lesser known music? The answer to this is actually surprising. So it says that if you play highly popular music, it can actually decrease spending, because it's distracting. And again, the answer here, I guess, is also depends in our experience, right? Because some brands like H&M, for example, it really fits their branding that it's popular music, so it actually enhances the experience. But in the case of Discovery Premiere, for example, we can't play highly pop music, super pop music, K-pop, J-pop there, right? But instead, we have the option of playing instrumental, more chill versions of recognizable songs, you know. So here, it's similar enough to popular music, but not too distracting. Yeah. Classical or chill out? Answer is both. Well, I guess maybe it depends then. So if your retail experience, the retail experience that you're building, you want it to be higher end, then you definitely need to curate higher end types of music like electro chill or jazz, electronica music. So again, the importance of genre, it really affects our mood. So it affects the mood of the customer. When you're walking into a retail store, you're going in there for a purpose. Either you want to feel better, you want to buy yourself or your loved one something, or it's retail therapy for you. You go there with a purpose. So when our customers go to our stores, we have to meet that purpose and we have to enhance and positivize that purpose. So this study says that classical music incites relief and helps people relax. Country is more heartfelt, so medyo more emotional. Jazz is positive emotions, so motivation, joy, upliftment. Excuse me. Techno is dancing and a good time, and then pop enhances positive mood and level of happiness. Cool. So we're about to wrap up, and then we're gonna do a quick FAQ of our music service, and then we'll open the floor for any questions. So keep those questions written down or on standby. Just a few slides on how music impacts the customer experience. Um, oh, I didn't. I was able to put the QR code here, but just Google "music matters for business" and you will find this super helpful study. 81% of consumers say that hearing music lifts their mood. 71% said music creates a better atmosphere. 24% of consumers more likely to buy a product when music they like is played. 24% might not seem like a lot, but as retailers, that 24% bump in benta is massive, especially if you're running like small ticket, high volume purchase items. So from the moment a customer walks through the door to the moment they leave, each step of the customer journey should add value. Next one. So here, for the marketers or communicators or branding folks in attendance, music builds your brand identity. So 96% of brands with music that fits their identity are more likely to be recalled. 6 out of 10 businesses. Also, here's an opportunity for everyone here on the call. 6 out of 10 businesses have not identified their brand sounds. So, unahan nyo na yung competitor ninyo. Tawagan nyo si Cham and CJ. They'll help you figure it out. No? 9% sales increase from simply playing brand match music, as we saw kanina in the McDonald's Sweden example. No? Music is a direct and cost-effective way of establishing mood and building rapport with your target market. So again, as I said at the beginning, you don't have to change all of the merchandising in your store. A quick change in the music will help greatly enhance the retail experience right away, immediately. So music also fosters customer loyalty. 31% would return if the music in the business was right. 68% of business owners believe music encourages repeat business. 21% of guests would recommend a business if they like the music. Me and my wife, we've done this many, many times. If the music is good, we post it and we tell our friends you would like it here. You know, the right soundtrack and speak the language of your customer base, resonating with their values, tastes, and aspirations. So you can match it with your brand experience as well. Music impacts sales revenue. And, as we've learned throughout the presentation, we know this already. So Milliman recorded 38% gross sales volume increase when he played slower music in a supermarket. So if you've been shopping more at all day because of the curation that we did, thanks. It means it's working. Sales can be increased uh, by 9% if it's brand match. You saw that in the McDonald's example. 12% sales increase of music in a minor key. So nerdy stuff na yan. But we can help you with that as well. So figures are not important, but the findings say the behavior is really influenced with the music and it can contribute to the success of the business. And then lastly, let's not ever forget about the productivity of our staff. So we've encountered a lot of retailers who were surprised, like, oh, nga, no? Yeah, we should be curating for them. Yeah, we should be fixing the volume levels. Yeah, if we play 2 to 3 songs on loop every day for 8 hours for 6 months, that will get to them. So staff really performs better when listening to music that they like, 81%. 74% enjoy going to work if the music they like is playing. 75% of business, in all day and all home, when we do our oculars, we see the staff singing along to the songs. Some of them are dancing along to the songs together with the customer. So it's a huge impact on the vibe of the store when the employees are also happy. So this is the last section. We just wanted to share about our in-store music service. Again, thanks to PRA for helping us with this webinar and for collaborating with us in helping us invite you guys. Cham mentioned we're the official in-store music partner of PRA, and we're happy to assist you, help you with the PRA discount if you're a PRA member. If you're not yet a PRA member, just let us know, and then we'll hook you up with their memberships team so that you can start enjoying the discounts and the many benefits of being a member of the Philippine Retailers Association. So here, have you ever lined up, dined, or shopped somewhere and thought to yourself, it's so quiet, where's the music? The staff looks so bored. Am I really gonna have to listen to this one song and loop the entire time? So as humans, you know this, we can't really live without music. That includes our businesses. So our question is, and this is an important slide, no? So if we can get a couple of answers from our audience, like how are you delivering your music today? Are you playing the radio? Are you playing Spotify? Are you still burning them on CDs or putting music in USBs and then sending them out with your logistics teams? Any nahihiya kasi ano, no, i-PM nyo na lang ako. May mga competitors yata present. So, sige. Okay. As you guys know, playing Spotify for personal use in a commercial environment is not really allowed by law, no? So baka ma-feels cap tayo dyan. So ideally, you should be playing the music from licensed platform. I will talk about that later. I've been in Lawson, and they're playing. I've been in Lawson, and they're playing. I don't know if it was Spotify or the radio, but the commercial of 7-Eleven started playing in Lawson. So ideally, makontrol natin yun, no? And then right now, we're working with a client that still delivering, um, they're still burning music onto CDs. So somebody from marketing, some poor person from marketing is assigned, oh, ikaw bahala this month. And then they'll choose, 38 to 80 songs, burn it into a CD or USB, send it to logistics, and then logistics will be the one to ibabagsak nila together with the burger patty delivery sa mga stores. And then physically, they have to put the CD in or plug the USB into a PC or a device. And then they play the music. No? So 2024 na. So high-tech na tayo. So hopefully, magtulong-tulong tayo to improve that experience kasi minsan masakit sa ulo for not just for marketing but for retail ops. So ito, we'll show you our solution na all-in-one na po siya. No? So, yeah, you can focus on the many other aspects. It's plug and play, so you set it and forget it. Yung presyo niya is just right, and we're very easy to talk to sa pricing. Just let us know what range you have, and then we can talk about it. So typically, there's no additional device required. So like in All Home, for example, we plug straight into the POS PC, and then the music is served from there via the web. We have a wide selection of songs, so from OPM to international. Basically, anything you hear on Spotify or on the radio will be on our platform. We've been adding a lot of K-pop because we have clients that request K-pop, so we're building our selection of that as well. And then, yon, it's curated not just for the brand, but also for the customers. And as you know, it's important to curate for the staff. In our experience, if you curate for the staff, uh, na-avoid natin yung them plugging in their own phone and playing their own Spotify or YouTube because they like the music na, so they don't have to do that. So there's quick and easy audio production. We can instantly upload in-store messages. So we have our own studio. You'll see that later. We can produce the in-store messaging. And ang laki ng bump niya sa benta, no? So we'll talk about that later. We have a reliable after-sales service for troubleshooting. We create a Viber group so that if there are any issues, our back-end team can answer in minutes or in hours. And then if you don't have a sound system equipment set up yet, we can assist with that. And then license and legal. So our platform, we're partnered with PhilScap and PRM. So our music, we can legally sell it to you guys. Sell ba? We can legally serve it to you guys for commercial use. If you want to get your license from PhilScap and PRM, hiwalay pa po yun. No? So kami music service lang. So for PhilScap and PRM, by law, you have to directly go through them to the process. And then it's safe and secure. So kasi sometimes nga we attach it to the PC. So naka V8 PT certified yung service so that hindi siya hackable. So yeah, and these are just some of the clients we've curated for in the past. Hopefully we can add your logos here if you're interested in this service. And then here, just a few questions. So would I need to purchase a new device? As mentioned, you don't need it anymore. So as long as you have a PC that has access to the internet, or you have an iOS or Android device, because there's an app version to our platform, you can play the music. There are offline options as well. So there are certain branches that buggy yung internet. So we can help you manage those branches. And so because it's cloud based, we'll know if the music they're supposed to be playing is playing. If we track that it's not, we'll just flag in the Viber group so that they can start playing the curated playlist. Here, so this is what I was mentioning. We just plug straight into the PC, and then we go to the amplifier, and then that's what serves the music. It's the same for mobile, so we just plug the mobile using the app, and it plays already. And then what type of music? So as I mentioned, anything you hear on the radio or on Spotify, we probably have it. As you'll see here, there's a lot of playlists ready made that we can just drag and drop for your brands. And then if you want specific vibes, we can just check. If you want workout music, if you want acoustic, energetic holidays, we can also customize your stations and your mixes for you. There, can I change the music per branch, per time of day, or per season? The answer is yes, because we'll create a separate account per branch. So if you have 50 branches, you'll have 50 separate logins, just so that your store manager has access to it and the others don't. By the way, the store managers literally just have to log on to the site and it will automatically play. Our team will be the one to select and curate and load all of the music, so they don't have to worry about uh, a single thing. The only thing that they need to do is press heart and X if they don't like the song or if it's not brand matched. And then our platform's algorithm will play more of the songs that you heart or will never play the song that you X'd. So we can assign the music based on time of day of the week. And I explained that in the McDonald's example earlier. So we can create as many schedules as you like. So can I play my commercial or my audio ads? The answer is yes. So we have real-time uploading of messages. So we have clients that will just get their radio commercial, send it to us, and then we just upload it and we can play it in real time. So you don't have to wait weeks or months for it to be produced or for it to be uploaded. If you give us, if you give it to us today and the format matches, we can play it for you in literally 5-10 minutes, and we can play it how many ever times you want. So if you want it played every day, if you want it played every top of the hour, if you want it played after every 10 songs, we can do that as well for you guys. So we can produce this as well for you, and you'll see that in the next slide. I'm just gonna play an example of an in-store message that we produced for. I think this is for all day, and this is important for retail because when you say there's a promo or a sale, and they hear it, when it plays, you can literally see them going to the aisle of the promo because they heard that promo. I'll play it.
It's All Fresh Weekend. Get 10% off your fresh items when you shop for a minimum single receipt purchase of 1,000 pesos worth of fresh products on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays here at All Day Supermarket. You can trust that you're getting the best cuts of meat, all sourced from the freshest and most responsibly raised animals. It's all fresh, all day. Shop now!
Ooh. So, as I mentioned, we can manage all the branches as well as individual ones. So, in the pharmaceutical, in the pharmacy example, no, so we can play like a mother vibe for all the branches, and then we can essentially customize per branch. And then, will you onboard or train our team? Yes. So, we will have like uh, a a ginormous Zoom call with everybody wherein we brief them and answer any questions they may have. They get surprised at how fast the onboarding is. It usually takes just 5-10 minutes because it's literally just plug and play, and we've handled everything from our end. You know, at most they will have questions like, where do I plug this in, or how do I use this wire, and then 2-3 weeks we typically don't really hear much anymore because the service is already doing its job well there. But in case there are any issues, like there are branches that have spotty internet, or sometimes they logged out and they forgot the password to the account, you can call us. In the Philippines, our clients in the Philippines love using Viber, so we form Viber groups, and then our team will respond as soon as we can. I also already mentioned that we can produce the custom messages. So if you guys know Jazz Nicolas and Mikey Amistoso of Itchy Worms, there are lead producers. So if you want a jingle made, we can do that for you too. But like, for producing those in-store messages, our home studio Sunnyside is the one that does the VOs and the scoring for us.
You deserve only
Okay, they're time checking me already. So anyway, we'll send a copy of this deck. We produce jingles and commercials as well. So if you have a need for that, you can hook us up with your marketing team. This is my favorite one, Bayad.
Iba ng panahon, ang dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ang magbayad, bigger, better na. You can buy it sa centers, pati sa mga partners, may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still no remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di mapadala, you can buy it all.
All. I won't play it all. Ito clients literally call us and say, gusto ko yung TikTokable song, ha. So we actually make TikTokable songs as well if you need that. And by the way, if we make the song, we can easily insert it into your. If you have a company jingle, we can easily insert that in your store curation. No? We even have clients that ask us to put 6 p.m. Angelus, or like opening prayer or national anthem at store opening and store closing. There, we also do consultancy, licensing, music distribution, and this is the last one. Yeah, and then we can open it up for questions, guys. Yeah. So can I use my existing Spotify or Apple Music playlist? So we we've encountered some brands like Bruno's, for example. They have a Bruno's playlist. So we can port that playlist and put it in our platform so that those songs um, will that they curated already um, can be played as well. We have some clients that have years and years worth of playlists. We can again port that, migrate that into our platform, and then create new versions. Add later songs, for example. Cool. Does in-store music really impact my retail experience? I think we all learned already that yes. So this is a study that we did with All Day. So improvement of shoppers' mood, ease of accessing live support, fulfillment of new supplier expectations, improves the mood of employees. So again, that's very important. So may impact talaga si music. Yan, recap of what we learned today. Sound is that untapped new weapon marketers can wield. It's the sound on era already, so we need to incorporate sound into our branding efforts in retail. You can make your customers feel stuff with your sounds. So if you want them to feel happy, sad, kaya yan through the music. The right music can increase food sales, as you saw in the McDonald's example. Figuring out times and music zones helps heighten the customer experience, as you saw in the Discovery Salmon example. Tempo, volume, and genre are crucial when curating. Music makes business better. Let's never forget about well-being. There's an ideal in-store music solution for you, and we can help. So we'll end with a nice quote from our client from All Days, Pipo Soriano. We finally have a reliable and consistent in-store music service thanks to Homonym. Since it's cloud-based, we can change the music up at any time in real time. This allows us to upload timely messages that boost sales in our branches. They even uploaded the national anthem and opening prayer so we start the day right. It's so easy to use that our store manager literally just has to press play. Actually, no na nga, naka-autoplay na nga tayo, no, CJ. The vibe in our stores has greatly improved and we see our customers and staff singing along to the songs more and more. That's pretty much it, guys. We're opening the floor for any questions. Uh, Thanks for attending today, and we hope you learned a thing or two about how music can impact your retail experiences. For those of you interested in mga multisensory, sound is the easiest entry point, I guess, if you want to start exploring multisensory for your stores. Cham, game, if there are any questions.
Sige. Any questions, guys? Feel free to chat lang dun sa chat box natin or
Um,
unmute.
Kung nahihiya kayo or if your competitor is here, nilagay na lang namin the email address so you can email us at yo@common-inc.com or the QR code, you can scan it. It goes right into our in-store music inquiry form. So Cham, who's the head of our sound solutions team, is here to help answer. And then, as I mentioned, CJ, who's the head of our creative strat team, is also here to help answer questions. I guess there are no questions. We'll wait for maybe another minute for any questions. But again, you can email us at yo@homonym-inc.com or scan the QR code if you have any questions. Um, if you guys inquire today, Cham has a very interesting promo for you. So send us an inquiry today and we'll give you 2 weeks free to try out the service for 3 branches, Cham, no? Up to 3 branches.
Yes.
So if you have like a one that's in an upscale area, one in a more rural area, we can test the music out for you guys there. Um, also,
So
we
far, no
recorded.
questions?
Uh,
Mm.
we recorded this, so we will upload this on our YouTube as part of our Soundscapes series, and then we'll chop up certain parts of them, and then we'll post them. So you can just follow us on Facebook. So just look for Homonym PH, and then Instagram, LinkedIn, all of those. If you want more information on what we do and how we do things. Cool. Um, yeah, if there are no questions, thanks again, guys, for your time, and looking forward to hearing from everybody. Looking forward to seeing you guys in the GMM of PRA on March 21st, yun, no, Cham?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get to meet you guys in person there. And yeah, if you need anything audio, you know where to go. Um, my name's Mike, and I'm signing off.
Thanks, everyone.